see. All right. Okay, we have a old 442.
Yeah, 71 442.
And what's your name?
Dennis.
Dennis has a. I'll let him talk about the car.
Well, it's a 71 Olds 442, and that was Oldsmobile's moniker for a muscle car.
Yeah.
When the GTO came out in 64, the Oldsmobile engineers said we got to make our own 442, which was slang in the good old days.
Yeah.
4-barrel, 4-speed, dual exhaust.
Right.
Okay, that's what it meant in 64.
Yes.
85% of 442s are automatics.
See that? Yes.
Okay.
Hence the 442.
Well, now they're 400 cubic inch, 4-barrel dual exhaust.
And no force, right,
and
exactly.
Then in 70, they're 455s. So that's a 71. So that's a 455 Oldsmobile V8.
455 Oldsmobile V8.
4-barrel dual exhaust. They have the trumpet exhaust on the back, you know, dual exhaust. That's their trademark. Let's get the car.
I don't know what happened with this here. I don't know if we lost video or what. Oh, no, we did not lose video. I'm sorry. Okay. I'll get you in front of the car. That'll be okay.
I'm gonna open the hood, you know. Like,
yep, we can open the hood. Yep. So the 442 moniker, a lot of people think that's the engine size. It's not.
No, it was. See, the name morphed. Originally, it was slang.
Yep.
We got to make our own 442.
Yep.
You know, 4-barrel, 4-speed, dual exhaust.
Yep.
Then in 65, Oldsmobile made the 330 V8 a 400 cubic inch V8.
Yeah.
Okay. So now it's a 400, and everybody was buying automatics. An Oldsmobile is an upscale car.
Yes.
So the people who were buying it wanted the air conditioning, the power steering, power brakes, power top, power windows, power trunk release. They wanted all the goodies.
They wanted all the goodies with it.
Yeah. Well, we call it pussed out. Okay. So it's more of a gentleman's muscle car.
Yes.
Than get down to business, get rid of all the weight.
Kind of like, that's what they used to say about the Mach 1, the 69 Mach 1, the gentleman's car. They used to say, I don't know if it's...
GTX, Mopar's GTX. They had their Roadrunner.
Yep.
And it was a stripped down taxi.
Isn't that
with
something?
With a big engine.
With a big engine, yeah.
This is the Ram Air option.
Yep.
Okay.
And that's
now,
functional.
If it was a W30, that would be standard equipment. It's Ram Air. So when you're driving, this vacuum thing shuts that.
Isn't that something? See that?
When you get on it and you do the old ba-woo, it opens up. You have Ram Air, so it's a functioning. It's not a dummy dual scoop.
It's a functioning air induction type system.
Air induction, air conditioning, power brakes, power steering, 455 V8. It does have the aluminum intake manifold that a W30 would have had. These red fenders are W30. This is not a W30, but when I was restoring it, black or red? I like the red.
Yes, right,
so
to match it a little bit.
$100 more red fender liners. And then this is a standard with the W30, the aluminum intake made by Offenhauser, standard. Okay, it says Oldsmobile on there. See, Olds, W.
Yep. And this car is, I'm sorry, the year one more time on this?
71.
71. So
usually people tell by the front end.
And how long have you had this car, Dennis?
Since 1988.
Wow, since 88. Wow.
So over 30 years.
Wow, isn't that something?
Yeah, and then in the back, the other thing is, Oldsmobile, it was a 442. So it has to have dual exhaust. It's in the name. So these are trademark trumpet exhaust tips. That bumper is notched for dual exhaust. See? So that is a trademark. So when you're looking at a 71, a 70, a 68, they all have that trumpet exhaust tips.
Yep. So 4-speed, 4-barrel, dual exhaust. Am I right? Did I get that in the right order?
4-barrel, 4-speed dual exhaust in the later 60s.
Yep.
And then it was 400 4-barrel dual exhaust.
I know, to only confuse
so the names
people.
kept changing because they weren't about to change the 442 moniker.
Right.
That was the model
Right.
If this was not a 442, it was a Cutlass.
Right, exactly.
Okay, just like a GTO. If it's not a GTO, it's a Le Mans.
Right, right.
A Super Sport is not a Malibu.
Exactly.
Unless it's not a Super Sport, then it's a Malibu.
Then it's a Malibu, but it's almost the same car, almost.
Yeah, it is. It's based on that.
Yeah, it's based
on that car, but it's rigged to be a muscle car. So when you get it equipped a certain way.
What's the gearing in the car? What's the gearing in the...
It's a 342.
342?
Again, that's a W30
340.
standard equipment.
Okay, 342. Okay.
So when you had a W30, you get a hotter cam, ram air, the red fender liners, and you get a 342 posi traction.
You get posi traction. Okay, right. Ram air. Right. When the W30 was the code for that package.
The top horsepower.
Now it's funny because the Pontiac, the Trans Am, the Burt Reynolds, those 78s,
yeah,
the Bandit ones. I want to say there's the W30 package with that car too. I think isn't it?
They have. Well, I had Pontiacs for 20 years, and 69 Firebird 400. 77 Trans Am, the Burt Reynolds.
Yep.
Only mine was white. It was a Trans Am T-top, and then an 80 Turbo Trans Am, which was the 301 with the turbo.
Right.
Indy 500 car. They had a WS, like they had a suspension package.
Right.
That was a W.
Right. Okay. That's. I remember.
See,
something
Chevrolet
like that.
performance options were Z's.
Yes.
See, a Z28 was a performance option group.
Yep. Yep.
So the name stuck.
Yes.
And then it became a model.
Then it was a model.
It was not a Camaro with a Z28 option group. It was a Z28.
Yes.
Okay?
Right, exactly.
So when you wanted performance things and you started checking it off,
it was the code.
In the 60s, you bought options a la carte.
Yes, a la carte, right.
They weren't packaged, but the Z28 was packaged.
Ah, and then
it was a 302 4-barrel with a cam that would let you rev up to 7 grand.
Yep.
But they measured the horsepower at 55.
Ah.
So it's 290 horsepower at 55. At 7,000 RPM, that whole number is in another zip code. It's a 320. And you see what I'm saying?
But they went with the lower number for insurance.
Yes,
right?
That's exactly why they did that.
Okay.
Same with the Boss.
Yeah, right.
Chevy wasn't the only one to play those games.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
They all did there. They all advertised low horsepower ratings. By the late 60s, the insurance companies started penalizing you for having a big engine in a small car.
And that's what.
So that 10-to-1 horsepower rating became
the compression started going down.
That's an insurance rule.
Yep.
Not an industry rule or anything. The insurance company, if you have 10 horsepower, if you have 1 horsepower per 10 pounds of car, you've over-engined the car. You're a bad boy, and we're gonna have to surcharge you.
Anything to get more money out of your pocket.
Well, they knew manufacturers had all kind of engine options. On a Cutlass, you could have gotten a 6-cylinder.
Right.
You could have gotten a 350 2-barrel.
Right.
You could have gotten a 440 2.
But they went by the compression.
That's a Chrysler engine. But they knew that the manufacturers made a range of engines.
Right.
So in that Le Mans or whatever you were buying, Malibu, Ford, whatever, did you buy a 6-cylinder Mustang, or did you buy the V8 Mustang, or did you buy the 351 Mustang?
Right.
What did you buy?
Yep, the high compression engines. Then they were on their way out when the energy crisis came.
Now this is a low compression engine because this is a GM product, and GM went low compression in 71. Ford, AMC, Mopar in 72.
Oh wow, okay.
Low compression was an emissions move.
Yeah.
Because you could run low lead.
Yes. That's when
that was why low compression, low lead.
Yes. They took the lead out of the gasoline, correct?
They diminished the concentration of lead and gas, and that meant that, well, now no more high compression anything.
Yep.
See, so actually some people say the muscle car era was dead in 72 because all engines were 8.5 to 1 compression.
Right.
See, so the engines that you knew, the 351 Ford engine or the 442, the 455 4-barrel engine, all of those were no longer 10 to 1.
Yep.
10.5 to 1. They were now 8.5.
Yeah, because my 69
so you
Mach,
lost power.
My 69 Mach, I think, is I want to say that higher end 10. I think.
No, it's high compression.
Yep.
They didn't.
Yep.
The feds didn't force low compression on until 72.
Yep.
But so anything that starts with 72 is low compression by federal law.
Yep. You know, our dad had one of these way back. He did. I think his caught on fire, I believe. It was he had a 442. Our dad had one.
Yeah.
I don't know what year it was, but it looked like this.
This one is a 71.
Yeah.
And so this was a model. In 72, they became an option package. Okay, a performance option package.
Right.
A 72 looks just like this.
But
the 72 taillights have gray ribs here.
But you prefer
the same light.
You prefer the 71 because it's more authentic. It's more authentic to its
and
its
it
character.
A 71 is a 442.
Yes.
And the 72 looks exactly like this car. You have to know. You have to look at the taillights.
Yep.
And you have to look at the grille in the front, and the grille has black trim.
Okay.
Mine is all gray.
Okay, maybe I can take a quick look at that because this is how I learn about cars, talking to people. It's so much easier to learn about cars talking to people.
72 looks exactly like this. But
do you know how many?
71, this brushed aluminum is black, and 72 is black.
Okay, so that's an easy way to tell then.
There. This is silver. This is black.
Okay. Isn't that
so
something?
If you have a black eye,
it's a 72. But if you won the fight, it's a 71.
Well, yeah. But then, so 68 to 71, a 442 was a specific model.
Yep.
Okay. It only came one way.
I learned something because I did not know that.
In 72, it was a performance option, and so you had a choice of a 455 4-barrel or a 350 4-barrel.
Yep.
But in 71 was the reason why I like the styling of this.
I would agree with you.
Okay, but in the 71, this came across, so this grille is smaller.
This is more of an aggressive looking bike.
I just like it. I like the styling. But the other thing is it was low compression, so when I got it in 88, you had to buy unleaded fuel. There was no option.
Yep, there was
By that time, leaded fuel was gone. So I wanted something that I could drive on the street.
Yep.
Because this is a boulevard cruiser. It's an automatic, it's air conditioned, it's power steering, it's power brake. It's really something that's very comfortable to drive, but you'll surprise the hell out of a young puke.
That's right.
That thinks that, you'll surprise them.
Yeah, you have nothing there,
Look at that grandpa driving that Oldsmobile, and then all of a sudden it's like you move your big toe and you're gone.
You're like, wait a minute,
and
I
he said,
didn't
what
think
the
that
fuck?
yeah, no, it's all right. That's okay. No, this is our very first car video that we're doing. So it's 70. It's okay. That's no big deal. The Ram Air, do they have that in 72? Do they keep the Ram Air in 72?
Yeah.
They did keep it. Okay.
Yeah.
See, I like that. I'm a big fan of functioning things because I have an 07 GT that has the fake scoop, but I made it into a working scoop. I drilled out holes. I made some holes in the hood, so it's at least it gets some cooling. Yeah. So I like.
I know the way you are because I had a 77 Trans Am. They had a shaker hood in the middle.
Yes, because the hood was when you lifted it was
backwards,
and it would shake.
The scoop was backwards, except it was blanked off.
Yeah, so you're like, you don't like that, right?
Well, you're in the car and you're looking at a dummy shaker hood.
And you know
it's a dummy.
And it's crazy. It drives you
blanked off. So I cut it open.
You did the same thing I did.
And then I bought a kit.
Yep.
And you saw that solenoid that opens the flap?
Yes, I did. Yep.
You could buy a kit and put that in there.
To the same thing.
And it would automatically open.
See, now you're feeling good about it. And now you can look at it and say, this thing works.
Well, I made my 77 Trans Am
a functioning scoop.
Shaker hood scoop functional.
Yeah, and that's how it should be.
Cut out the things, put metal plates there.
Yep.
And open and shut.
Yeah, and that's
vacuum
how
operated.
If the manufacturer was going to go through the trouble of doing that, why not just make it work, right? You know, the 69 Mach 1 has the fake side scoops. Mine. It looks good, but it does kind of drive me crazy, the side scoops.
And us pukes in the 60s, we would call that dummy scoops.
Yeah, dummy scoops,
yeah. My 77 was Trans Am was a dummy dual because it had Uno catalytic converter. So you had a V8 come out, feed in to one, come out in a Y shape and spread out and become a dual.
Yes.
So it's a dual exhaust after the catalytic converter.
Yeah, so it's kind of an oxymoron.
Yeah, well,
in a way.
we call them dummy duals.
Yeah, right.
You know?
Yeah, so why even have it? Why even, yeah, it's like...
Now the Mustang, in 82, they brought back the Mustang GT. It was a 2-barrel 302, but they started putting the catalytic converters on each pipe. It was a real dual exhaust.
Oh, wow, okay.
They started doing that.
And that was with Ford, you're saying?
Yeah, with Ford. They started that, and so I had an 86 Mercury Capri, which is their version, Mercury's version of a Mustang GT, and it was not a dummy dual. It was a real live dual.
Yeah.
They had 4 catalytic converters, 2 on each pipe.
Yeah, I mean...
pre-catalytic and then the real catalytic, but they have to meet emission standards.
Yeah, I guess there was a few people that make quite a few dollars off the catalytic converter. The platinum industry, they make quite a bit of money, I think, in that, right?
Yeah. But now it's, you can, but it's, in the good old days, the 77 had the catalytic converter had pellets.
Okay.
They were coated, and there were pellets in the thing, so they'd rattle, okay?
Oh, wow.
The new ones have a honeycomb.
Yeah.
And they don't restrict exhaust at all.
Oh, wow, okay.
They don't restrict it. And they have more surface area to expose the gas through.
Okay, so you're getting everything
you're blowing
then.
it through a screen, only the screen is 8 inches long. You know what I mean? Tubes.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
So it's not restricting, you're saying?
No.
The way they have it.
Catalytic converters in no way restrict performance. They don't.
Are you saying now or
Now.
back in the day?
Now.
Okay, yeah, because
In
back
the
in the
day,
day,
it did.
yes. Now they don't. Okay,
in
see,
the day,
that's another
people
thing.
were ripping off those catalytic converters right and left, dumping them. Yeah. They were putting headers on the car.
Yep.
And then the exhaust system was a reverse Y. It came into one to feed one catalytic. Oh
so
no, that's got to go.
It defeats the purpose of the headers themselves.
Yeah.
By having it there.
Yeah. Headers are high flow.
Yes.
And they're trying to extract exhaust out, right?
Yeah. Yep.
So they're trying to suck it out of the engine,
and they're
trying to get rid of it.
So now you got heat buildup.
Well, now you got constipation. You know, they both are jammed. There's 2 guys trying to go through one door.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you got a problem.
Yeah, you got Houston. We have a problem.
Yeah, you got a problem.
But see, that's interesting to know about the catalytic converters today. I didn't know that about today. I just thought it was the same.
No. They're honeycomb and they're a matrix, and you know. They're more efficient than the other ones, which were the pellet design.
Well, that's good. At least
the pellet design, they just they put metal in there and they coated them with platinum.
Yeah, and then
then put them in a metal muffler box.
Kind of reminds me almost what Ford did to their. I know Ford had the. I can't remember. I was watching Jay Leno's Garage, and didn't they have something on some of the old cars? It was kind of like a. I think they were doing a 428 Cobra Jet, and they had a. I don't know if it was something up front. It was like a blue, only in California they had it. It was like a blue box up front on the car. It was like an emissions thing.
Yeah.
And I don't know what, you know what I'm talking about? I can't remember the name.
I don't know what it's called, but California has its own emissions.
It had a blue can, like an emission, and people would toss them on the side of the road too back in the day.
California had stricter emission standards. It's called, it's only peculiar to California.
Yeah.
So when manufacturers make cars, you'll hear the term 49 state car.
Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah.
Okay, it's emission certified in 49 states.
Compliant.
Because they're meeting federal standards. California made its own standards.
Yeah, and they're still doing that, I think.
Yeah. And you have to convert. You have to retro everything.
Yeah, that's crazy. And you probably losing performance with some of those cars that are made there. Probably losing something. I would think.
Back then, yeah.
Now, no.
Back then, nobody wanted to constipate their car.
No, why would you
want to plug their exhaust system?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's the worst thing you can do. So they did. You know, but then every mechanic shop had a sign, $25,000 fine for disabling, dismantling, and removing emissions equipment.
How many people really got?
You could be baited into it.
Yeah, you could be baited into it.
You could go in there and look, how much will you charge me to take the catalytic converter off?
Oh, you baited, yeah. So the guy's right.
You know, he's willing.
Now you got the guy in a cross. You got him in the cage, yeah.
See, and then the aftermarket was selling off-road pipes.
Yes, off-road pipes.
Off-road pipes.
Kind of like what I have in my 07 GT.
Yeah, yeah.
No, I
Wink, wink.